Good evening and welcome to the Fans Live here on Sunday, the 13th of October 24.
Would you believe it? It's 13th. Evening, guys and girls, and however you may identify. Welcome to Web Fans. On, like Michael said, on this 13th of October. Not long now till British summertime ends, and we begin back in the Greenwich Mean Time. So yeah, it's been an eventful week in terms of weather and also up in the skies. Where are they? Up there.
In the ceiling.
Bloody car outside. Go away! The main road just at the end of the street, so that's probably why they're thinking of exhausts like this. But really, they are. Anywho, yeah, we know, Rachel. How many are we in? Sorry, I'm just trying to read what you put in the green room.
No worries. Good evening to Lord Johnson was with us this evening.
Yeah, I'll let a few people.
Sorry.
Got thrown off.
Also, we've got Rachel with us wearing yellow.
Pikachu.
Usual question: what chocolates and sweets have you got today? I've got something new yet again.
Ooh.
I've got a new Aero strawberry which I've spotted in the shop today.
I know anything. I even got a cup of tea ready.
Yeah. Aero strawberry. I'm going to give that a try during the live. Let you know how it is.
They'll be chomping on that when we bring our special.
What Sean Fenner's internet here is rubbish.
Yeah,
Are you
you're on the silly
still on
aisle.
holiday?
I think Laura's in the silly aisles, if I remember rightly. So, yeah, I understand there's a few people on another live stream currently. Hopefully they'll wander in very, very soon. So yeah,
that looks delicious.
Tonight, yeah, as I said, tonight we've got the mostly the Aurora stuff because there's so many photos that come into Weather Fans over the week, and a bit of the live, a bit of what they call it, weather. That's the word. Yeah, it's all right. Been too busy playing with my new toy. I was mentioning it in Gav's live stream, my new drone.
Okay.
For when I'm out and about, it's literally just connected to the phone and chuck it in the back of the car. Kind of a thing, really. So it's better than.
Laura's got the co-op Flat Jackson Vanilla Milkshake.
Ooh.
Is that from the machines that you can use in the co-op? Because we've got one of them machines in our co-op.
I bet it's a.
I think the type of ones that I had in Astor as well.
I like the. I just use the Costa machine coffee. So, yeah.
I've got to say, that tastes bloody nice.
Oh, is it the strawberry Aero?
Yeah, it's
nice.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I know, James. You can maintain that person. But yeah, James, that's a very, very nice strain. I've had a little play with it today, and it's so light. Really, really is light. And people say it's got issues, but I've found none so far. Connects to my iPhone very well, so still got it does all follow and stuff like that. It follows you like it tracks you, so it follows you around and stuff like that. So even without the phone, it can do it. So yeah, as James said, it's very, very nice. Ooh, that does sound nice, Rachel.
Rachel's got peach and passion fruit sparkling flavoured water
from Aldi.
We're all saying the car doesn't have that. It's a shaken udder one.
Pull the other one. It's a brand, isn't it? It is James.
Oh, okay. Don't know.
It's a very nifty piece of tech. It's going to come out with me storm chasing, that is, as well as doing yeah, but like going for me doing me vlogs and stuff like that over at the railway station, up the road.
Up road, is it?
Up road, up Ravensthorpe. Just up road from me. So yeah, I won't go to Murfield or Dewsbury because they're right in the middle of town. So I'm sure my local one has a Costa vending machine thingy. Yeah, they do. Some of them do the cold drinks as well, so like your frappes and stuff like that. Let's just put it this way, Laura. They're very well. If you've got the money, they are affordable. But they're not one that you have to save up tons and tons for. And on its own, I think it's 169. So luckily, I had some money saved up. So oh yeah, that's game changers for photos with a drone. Yeah, especially for wider shots. So like your portrait, your family portraits, and even doing stuff like face away from cameras and stuff like that, your mood shots and things like that. Definitely. You don't need to register, but it's better to get your registration. So when I go on the app, I won't mention the brand, but if you want to sponsor us,
Try again, Paul.
Sorry.
Do it again.
WWE in the background. Hey. So yeah, if you want to sponsor us, this company here from China, yeah, on the app it says it mentions that you've got to register. Let me just quickly go on to it. I don't actually. It's because I haven't got the thing fired up. But yeah, it does prompt you to register because the Civil Aviation Authority recommend that you get your drone flyer's license. It's a piece of what to pass. It's so easy. It's just showing that you're competent.
Just bear me a second. Scott.
Oh, Michael is disappearing from the room. But yeah, like I said, Civil Aviation Authority recommend. But that drone on its own is 135 grams. So yeah, it's a game changer. Anyway, we're supposed to be here for weather, or are we here for to drone on, shall we say? Yeah, it's only a tenner a year, I think, to update, so it's worth it. Keeps you safe, and also it tells people who's your drone, the person whose drone it is, basically. And as long as you do everything right, and make sure you keep out of like airports, around police stations, prisons, stuff like that, you're all right. And watch power lines, and yeah, it's all good. But yeah, so that's a nice tenner a year. I'll put it up in the Discord later on. We'll have a natter about it there. So yeah, I don't know what else to talk about really. How many viewers have we got at the moment?
5. But one of them's probably me because I'm on up.
And me. So we've got Laura, Rachel, and James. Oh, hello, Michael. Wink, wink.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, noted. But yes, I'll stop droning on and let's have a look. Should we look at the Aurora Facebook pictures, Michael? Are you
yes.
on the fans page now?
Spare 1
second. Also by the real one. Recommendation, remember. Anywho. Right, so yeah, we're going to have a look at the Aurora photos from Thursday. I believe. Can't even say that because it's tongue tied. But yes, Thursday. And
yeah,
just wait for Michael to load it all up.
Just bear with me.
So yeah, these were ones. If you go into the comments of them, Michael, if you come out of the Steffi Adcock thing.
Yeah, I just realised that.
Yeah, it was just past. We got Steffi coming on in a bit. If you go back to that one, you was just on, Michael, the one where I announced it. You can see them all there anyway, but yeah, that's where everyone seemed to put. Oh, the comet. Who's that from? Steffi's here.
Yeah, good evening.
Oh, from Scott. It's far down in the Sliars. Yeah. Comet.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we're with us this evening. Obviously, I wasn't prepared properly on the. We've actually got, just bring us onto here. With us this evening, we have got our Steffi, who's joined us this evening. So, good evening, Steffi.
Good evening.
How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Are you?
Surviving, tired, just normal.
Yeah, tired.
This delay between the Streamlabs and YouTube, it's really disconcerting at first, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Excuse me. Let's see else there.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, agree, James.
Sorry,
it's a piece of tech.
Yeah. Super Josh.
So let me just do one more thing before we carry on.
Yeah, Super Josh took some fantastic shots.
Yeah, I think I've got him on the on the Discord. Hang on.
Good evening, Laura. Fingers crossed we get a clear sky tomorrow, Laura, to see that pesky comet.
I think it's supposed to be viewable tonight. You mean Scott's viewed it?
It's visible from October the 12th. We're now, October. So from yesterday, but the western sky, at least where I am anyway, it's been cloudy. So yes, it's now visible with the naked eye. There's been really good shots by various people out there. They've actually spotted it, but it's very, very close to the horizon, the western horizon. So you have to have a clear view of your horizon. So if you're like me in one place, I'm obscured by trees, so I actually have to move slightly. You're completely scuppered because it's just so low down.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm sorry.
Yeah, sorry, I've just sorted that thing out. There we go.
Cool.
So I don't know if you've noticed, we've now got our own mod. I think James doesn't mind too. Get your teeth in. He doesn't mind too much.
And it's a proper spanner, not an imposting spanner. You have been spotted and you will be extinguished.
Yeah, Super Josh has brought up a good point, actually. It's at its brightest at the moment. And so, of course, the awkward thing is it rises higher in the sky over the next week or so. But as it rises higher, because it's past perihelion, it's actually moving away from us. So it's going to get fainter. So even though it becomes easier to see because it's climbing in the sky, it's actually more faint.
Yeah, that's the problem, isn't it? So
yeah,
usually lower down because there's less there for it to impede it.
Yeah.
So yeah, brilliant. So we'll go back to
sorry, I'm on my man here trying to multitask.
Hand it to the ladies. Hand it to Steffi and Rachel.
Right, sorry, I'm trying to multitask here. It's not working.
Them pictures from Super Josh on Gav's Discord, aren't they?
Yeah.
Right, let me quickly go over to Gav's Discord, and they will be on
Space Weather.
Yep, go into it. Yeah.
I'm just going through some of our pictures here on our Facebook page. Thank you to
I think Josh has put them on ours anyway.
Simon who sent these in.
Yeah, they're on
down
ours
the bottom
as well.
here.
Sorry. Yeah, Simon's a regular over on the Web Fans Facebook page over there in Yarmouth.
Joe, I thought I recognised that picture there. So I think
Bridge.
that's next to the I think Asda. That's there next to the station.
The Braden Bridge, if I remember rightly. It's in Wakefield.
We'll just get to your. We're just going to get to the auroras.
It was what was known as a diffuse substorm further down, which is why we got blankets of colour as opposed to what James normally sees up in Scotland, which are the beautiful, what look like squiggly lines,
curtains,
wriggly worms moving on. Yeah, they're the big geomagnetic storms. So if you see the squiggly lines, that's where it's really, really intense.
Yeah.
But of course, a substorm is when the particles, scatter down, and so what you get is just colours just fading in and out as the particles are hitting the various different atomic species up in the ionosphere.
Yeah.
And above.
Yeah.
And of course, Paul, you do a lot of radio, so you know about the ionosphere, don't you?
Unfortunately, yes. Kinda. I know like all the different, like the F layer, the D layer, and that we spoke about it a few weeks back. But there was something on Facebook which I did share, and it's a phenomena that's only associated with the aurora.
Oh, Steve, yes.
It was not Steve, but it's the radio one. I'm going to come to Steve in a minute.
Okay, that's the comet.
Are we on about Steve now? I'm going to quickly dial out, but I'm on about the when the radio goes all that.
Oh yeah. No, sorry. I'm jumping.
Yeah.
The picture that Michael's just showing, that's of the comet.
Yes, that was the comet on it. Yeah. And this is the aurora in Great Yarmouth. So I noticed was quite visible over the light pollution as well. I mean, a lot of places were saying, you can't see it, you can't see it because of light pollution. But even where I am in West Yorkshire.
Beautiful picture, I've got to say. I
would imagine that's been boosted, but yeah, it's got some intense colours.
The thing is with cameras, though, they can pick up more than what the eye can. So the camera, photo will appear to be more intense, as if it's, been tampered with. But in actual fact, it's because it can collect data over a longer period of time compared to the photoreceptors at the back of our eye.
Yeah. There was something before that mentioned how much our eyes can see at in megapixels. There's 200 and something odd megapixels our eyes can see at. There's something stupid anyway. But
you mean the resolution?
Yes. Whereas our eyes, like you say, we have to adjust to the darkness, whereas our cameras can autofocus and let more light in, like you say.
Oh, yes, that's the difference between, the two photoreceptors on the back of your eye. And I'm in danger of going into a biology lesson here. You've probably heard of something called rods and cones. They're the photoreceptors you see on the back of your retina.
Yeah.
And the way we remember it is cones is for colour. So rods is for just basically low light. So rods is your night vision. And you're often told, about if you don't eat your carrots, you won't be able to see in the dark. Where that comes from is the vitamin A, retinol. And what it does is it if you don't have enough in your diet, it can actually affect your photoreceptors. And of course, the ones that it's affect would be the ones that help you see in the dark, the rods, as opposed to the cones. So although it's a bit of a myth, you know, eating carrots although you can't see in the dark, there's method behind it. So basically, the rods are there through evolution so that we can see in the dark. But if the light levels become too intense, those rods are completely washed out and the cones take over. And like you say, when you go into a dark place, it takes a long time. It takes about 20 minutes, what we call as astronomers, to become dark adapted, where the cones are completely shut off, but it takes 20 minutes for the rods to come back from being washed out from all of the light. And then once they've they are what's known as dark adapted, you can suddenly see masses and masses and masses what you couldn't see before. And you suddenly realize that you're not blind.
Well, so we moved on to the next one, Michael.
Say that again, sorry?
So we moved on to the next ones, have we?
Yeah, I can move on to the next one.
Yeah, we'll have a look at a few more, and I've got Steve ready anyway, so...
Yeah, there's been quite a lot sent in.
Yeah.
You pronounce that swine?
Yeah, from Rich
Sent in by swine.
I've been Spennymoor. If I remember rightly.
That's from Andy.
Yeah, very vivid reds. I saw them quite late on Thursday night, Friday morning. A big red streak right across the sky above my flat. I was looked around the corner.
From Thomas. This is from Anne.
Oh, there's Steve there. Look.
Incredible.
Let's keep going. Yeah. No, is he a bit of Steve there?
No, that wouldn't be Steve.
No, we'll get to Steve when we get to
the
Steve.
Barry.
Yeah.
That's more of a Barry.
Is that a Steve?
Oh,
well, Nick.
Or Nick, yeah, or a James.
Or Peggy.
Or Peggy, there's Peggy.
Yeah, there's Peggy.
That's not Steve. Come on, where's Steve? That's a curtain.
That's like from Jake.
They're just their tips. Market Deacon.
Oh my God. That is incredible.
It is when you see it.
This isn't it. That's Katrina Lewis, Market Deeping in Lincolnshire.
Indeed. I've seen it like that. He's stunning. There's a curtain there.
That's from Colby Taylor.
Not far from me in Wakefield. There we go.
That's beautiful. The streaks you can see there, that's a demonstration of the particles raining down. And the red is hitting atomic oxygen right at the top and having no interference from any of the molecules nearby.
Very cool.
Just incredible, some of these pictures, aren't they?
Yes.
Even through the clouds there. See, is that?
Yeah. I'm going to say.
It's from James.
Getting confused with Steve and Pillars of Aurora. Yeah, Josh is right. Yeah, so what you're seeing at the moment, they're just pillars of Aurora, which is where where you can see. In the same way that you can see rain in the distance from a storm cloud, you can see it actually streaking down.
Like
the pillars that you can see there, they are the particles streaking down through the magnetic field. through the ionosphere. Sorry, not magnetic field. Steve is a very, very thin purple ribbon, and it's very, very different to the colours that you see there.
Yeah, well, I think we've got some photos of Steve.
Yeah. Oh, that's nice. The other one with the blue in it, actually.
That was up in Edinburgh. I remember that's where Tom
back and we're going.
Keep going, mate. I've got Steve up on my side anyway. But yeah, these are quite some epic photos of the aurora.
There has been so many, to be honest.
Yeah, there's a bit of an aurora curtain there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hopefully we get another one soon, but it's going to be...
It's rare, actually, to get 2 storms in one, I'm going to say 1 year, one solar cycle, let alone 1 year, that are strong enough to be seen at lower latitudes. It's very much down to more by luck than judgment, because if that CME is not Earth directed, we don't get the impact. So you can have a really active solar cycle, but not get a strong aurora because the CME doesn't give us a direct hit.
Steffi?
Yes.
Is that Steve?
No.
Looks Stevie. Or is that the particles coming into the atmosphere, that white? Because I've seen that white when I was in Northumberland, and it was like really, really bright orange.
Bright white. It's an aurora pillar. Yes.
Yeah,
no,
it's like the CME. It looked like it, and then it just scattered.
Steve is actually found at lower latitudes because it's not an aurora, but it happens at the same time as aurora. It's essentially a result of the magnetosphere being bashed, and if I remember right, as the particles come into something that we've got running around the planet called the electric ring current, when it actually interacts with that, it makes the gas in the ionosphere glow, which is different to particles interacting with when I say ions, it's a charged species in the ionosphere. So an aurora is an interaction of charged particles. Steve is glowing gas. Wow, that's intense,
isn't it?
Yeah.
I can't just say them. I didn't realise how we had so many come into us.
Oh, we had loads, mate. Especially on the post that I did on thing. Just trying to have a look. Oh no,
that's a bit what I was. Laura's just said, I wish she was able to stay up the other night. You know, yeah, I kept track of the satellite data coming in, and it waned at about 11 o'clock. I went out, couldn't see anything. Checked the tracker, and the satellite detector suggested that it was going to power up again. And so just before midnight,
lo and behold, it went.
I had a look at and it came back really strong. I would love to cook. My camera, unfortunately, James, is far too inferior. I did take a few photos, but they're nowhere near as interesting as any of the photos that are being shown here.
That's one from Gordon in Blackpool. That's
from our boss himself.
That streak there, it's indicative of it.
Yeah.
I can't tell on there though if it's purple or not.
It looks it. I mean, these same photos. It's posted in our group. But yeah, that's just pillars.
Yeah, that's from Reddit, Geo Weatherman.
Oh. Yes, it was frustrating. My sister has a better camera than I do. She was at the theatre though. But she took some photos for the one that we saw in May. I mean, we both did. And so I've got pictures that my sister took back in May, which were really nice. So I've got lots of pictures that I can look back on for my sister as well. More than anything, it's just memories. I remember what they look like.
Yeah, I'm the same. And it was my first experience of the aurora in May, so that will forever be stuck in my brain. It was one of the
mine.
places. So to see it 2 times in a year, 2 times, I'm very happy.
Yeah, it's like buses, isn't it?
And like I said, the only reason I knew it was happening is because the HF just went dead completely. And that's because of the CME, as you know. It's in the ionosphere. Just kills all HF off completely.
Yes.
There we go. So these were taken just up the road from me in Murfield. And now you see there's like Heckman, Wyke and Dewsbury. So looking out that way towards Bradford. So yeah, plenty of light pollution, but still could be seen.
Yes. Good evening, Matthew.
But yeah, I'm sat here next to my radio, as you can see. Where is it? There it is. There's my doodah. Oh, shelf. So yeah, my HF radio is finally working again. I can now communicate with people across the world.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, let me see if there's anyone on.
I'm just going to go down the chat. Obviously, I've been through all
them. So quick dial through.
Good evening to Matthew, who's with us this evening.
Oh, good evening, my lovely Paul. You made it.
Hello, Soot. Good evening to Soot. And yes, good evening to Paul James, who's with us this evening. Good evening to you, my friend. No idea on that picture, I'm afraid. What do you want, where shall we go to next, Paul?
If it's anything to do with me, I'll be going to a lunatic asylum.
We'll be off to bed,
weren't we? And I was saying to Steffi about how the aurora interacts with things, but I think we've discussed that previously. I'm just quickly going to get Steve up on the thing.
Yes.
Hi, Steve. We're going to radio because that's a completely different thing. Disneyland. That might got flooded the other day, didn't it? Where are we? There was Steve. Block.
Thank you for that, Paul. 3 great live streams every Sunday. We'll do our best, even though most of the time we're half asleep.
Go from Gav to Mark to us. Unless Sue goes to a different one. But yeah, right, I've got Steve ready to go. So yeah, here we are, guys.
Let's bring Steve up.
Here's Steve. So as you can see there, that is Steve. Steve is a geomagnetic phenomenon that is known. Phenomenon. Phenomenon. That is similar to yet separate from the aurora.
Yes.
So let's get into it. As some may know, that a lot of people are getting giddy over SpaceX landing the booster earlier on. The aurora might be famous might be the famous atmospheric phenomenon in our night sky, but certainly isn't the only one. If you've not been introduced, we'd like you to meet Steve, as it says here on space.com. As it says here, let me just highlight this. STEVE, which is an acronym for Strong Thermal Emission Velocity Enhancement. We all love acronyms, don't we? Is an aurora-like glow that accompanies the northern lights, yet is a distinct phenomenon according to the American Geophysical Union. STEVE was discovered between 2015 and 2016, not by professional astronomers or physicists.
No, it was aviation people.
Yep, but by citizen scientists in Canada chasing the aurora.
Yep.
But it says now now researchers are studying STEVE with vigour and keeping a close eye on the night skies to see it themselves. It says here, look, there we go. So this is what Steffi was on about it being a purplish glow. STEVE is a streak of purplish light in the night sky that is similar to an aurora. In fact, STEVE has only ever been observed in conjunction with the aurora. That's because the phenomena are thought to be created by the same weather events, according to the European Space Agency. This is what you were on about as well, weren't you, Steffi?
Yes.
So when energized particles from the sun crash into the Earth, our magnetic field redirects them particles towards the north and south poles. I don't know if you can allude to that, Steffi?
What does it say? Right, magic particles from the sun crash into Earth's magnetic north and south pole.
Yes, it redirects the particles towards north and south.
I feel the urge for whiteboards and pens.
Yay!
Yeah.
Or we could just continue on.
Yes. Give me a sec, and
Let's,
I will go and get my whiteboards and pens. Is that okay?
Okay.
that's fine by us, ladies and gentlemen. We're about to have a school lesson.
But yeah, as far as
So please have your textbooks and your notepads and papers and pens ready.
I've got one in the room, but let's go back. Electronically. Oh, that's weird. The electrically charged particles that then enter the Earth's atmosphere, exciting gas atoms, and molecules, and generating the aurora borealis, aka the northern lights, and the aurora australis, which are the southern lights. The process is similar to how neon lights work. When the molecules and atoms get excited by electrons, they must return to their original energy or ground state, and by doing so, releases photons, which is light. Steffi's having fun with a whiteboard pen there.
I have a yellow one.
Oh, we got a yellow one, Rachel. Time for a nostalgic moment back in secondary. Feels like, unfortunately, I don't got room.
Because when you're talking about the sun,
anyone can remember that from back in the day. You might have
yellow's
to.
brilliant.
There's the sun, Rachel. I'll take a step back. You might just want to drop it down a little bit, Steffi. So
Yeah.
We can see your eyes.
Right. Let me draw a little planet Earth on here. I'm drawing it small on purpose because a lot of people misunderstand the perspective of how big our magnetic field actually is in comparison to the size of our planet. So you all know that if you put some iron filings on a magnet, you see the little magnetic field lines going around the edge of it.
And
Yes.
Say again. You have or you haven't?
I've seen it when it dances and makes the weird shape.
Yes, that's right.
Every different magnetic field has a different polarity and all that kind of malarkey. You can watch them dance as well. It's amazing when you play music.
You can, yes.
See them dance. So yeah. Anyway, carry on.
And so basically, the Earth is the same. It's a bar magnet. And what you've got is they always go out at the north they always travel from north to south. Now then. Right. Around the Earth. Now then. That's very kind of you to say, my dear Paul.
If anyone gets the inside jokes, Paul said that Steph is a very good teacher. I put she's a very, very good teacher.
Right.
Joke.
So first of all,
you'll know.
I'll start with that one now because there's a delay. I can't tell if that's in shot or not. There we go. So can you see the tiny circle in the middle?
I can. Looks like
that's planet Earth. So they're just a few of the magnetic field lines. So I'll put a few more on for you.
Yay.
And hopefully now you get the idea of how big Earth's magnetic field is compared to the size of our planet.
Mm-hmm.
So when people say about, the magnetic field's wobbling or it's being affected, what it's essentially being done is it's tickling this very outside one here that's facing the sun. That's it. Big deal. Now, what happens is the little particles that are chucked off from the sun, and I'll do a little solar flare there for you. So if that flares violently, it can actually eject material from the sun, and that's thrown off in the pictures that you showed the other week in a coronal mass injection where you can see it come off.
Oh, your light of your screens where your finger is, like your laptop's actually blocking anything we can see there.
Hang on. Yeah. That might be better. Let's try that now.
There we are.
Smile, Steph. Do you know what? I'm busy concentrating on the whiteboard. So where are we? These particles here from the CME, they are heading to our magnetic field just here. When they hit, they go round it to the back here. And they'll go round this one here like this. We don't get an aurora at that point. We get an aurora at this point here. And it's known as magnetic reconnection.
Oh.
What happens there is these particles smack into each other. They collide with the back of the magnetosphere, which in actual fact doesn't go like that. It actually goes like that. It's what's known as a magnetotail.
Just lift your whiteboards up slightly, Steffi. You're just slightly off shot. There we are.
Is that better?
That's better, thank you.
So the night side of our magnetic field actually tapers off in what's known as a magnetotail. So as the particles come round the front, the sun side, the day side, they they collide with the back of the magnetotail. And it's at that point there, when they collide there, they can come in and feed down to the poles there and there. It's at that point you get an aurora.
Wow, never knew that.
Now, they're more common, or at least they're more prevalent at equinox. And that's because I've drawn it here more or less symmetrical. Because of the Earth's tilt, this magnetotail is in direct line. So it's what's known as perpendicular. So the particles come in at the same speed and same angle both sides. So they smack into each other at exactly the right place. Which means that even if you've got a weak storm, because they're both coming in from the same speed and same angle, they meet at exactly the right point, and they're able to reconnect in magnetic reconnection and flash straight into the Earth's magnetic field and straight into the poles. So, and it was a scientist called Russell McFerran that noticed this phenomenon, and it was termed the Russell McFerran effect. So auroras at the equinox are more prevalent because the particles, when they come round the magnetic field, they're at the correct angle to actually reconnect with the magnetotail. If you think about it, say, for example, the solstice, that magnetotail will be, say, up here. And if the magnetotail's up there, as that side comes round, it doesn't have that side to connect with because it's still traveling. So it's uneven. So it takes a more powerful storm to actually get the connection to work. And of course, the other big thing that you need to get a powerful aurora is the correct polarity. So the charged particles coming off the sun, they have a magnetic polarity. The satellites that are sitting in I think it's called the Langrium orbit, which is where it is in the position where the gravitational influence of both the Earth and the sun keep it stationary, so it doesn't accidentally fly off. And when they come in, just as you've been taught at school, which I'll now show you, on your bar magnet, what happens when you put two magnets together like that?
They repel?
They do. Like poles repel. So any charged particles that are what they call north will be repelled away from the poles, because all magnetic fields travel out from north and into south.
Just lift your screen up slightly. You've got your laptop reflecting again in the same area. There we go. No.
Oops. Out. Where's my thingy gone? Right. Out from north and into south. If you've got particles with a north magnetic field on it, they will be repelled. But if the particles have a south magnetic field on them, they will be attracted in. And they are measured in something called Broglie's. And you're familiar, usually, hopefully, with graphs at school, which have an x-axis and a y-axis.
Indeed.
And so a two-dimensional graph, you learn to read off x and y. Well, we're working with three-dimensional space.
Because Z as well.
That's right. So when you're three-dimensional, you have x, y, and z. And of course, the z-axis will be coming straight out at you. And it's the z-axis that is the one that is contains the magnetic field particles. So if the z-axis is pointing south, then you are in line for a strong aurora. If it's pointing north, it takes a massive, 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 powerful storm for it to start what we call tickling the very outside of the magnetic field.
Yeah, it's got to be like the other night, like where it was a G4, was it?
It was a G4, yes, but it was south. That was because it was south, so it was able to. It waned because some of the particles started coming in with a north magnetic orientation, and then they swung back south again, and that's when it intensified at about midnight. So of course,
we got that big spike.
Yes. So you've got X, Y, Z, and they're measured in Broglie's. You know, like we measure distance in meters, speed in meters per second, etc. Well, magnetic particles are measured in Broglie's. So you've got Broglie X, Broglie Y, and Broglie Z. BX, BY, and BZ. And the BZ is the one that determines the orientation. They add all of them up. And of course, that's known as your Broglie total, which you'll see as BT. So when you have a look on Space Weather Live and you're actually having a look at the storm time index, for example, it'll give you a BT, and that's the total Broglie, which is
I've got Space Weather Live on.
Have you?
Yes, if Michael could just...
I'm going to say, if you chuck it up, we'll have a look at what it says, and I can hopefully try and interpretate it for you.
So there's the KP index.
One.
So you want to go on there.
Yes. And so, of course, that comes down to this tickling here. So when people talk about, it's really affecting the magnetic field, what it's doing is it's tickling this very outside. This bit here, that's all it's doing. So even a KP9 is just rippling that very outside. I liken it to throwing a stone in Lake Windermere. So you'll see the stone ripple, which is the aurora that we get, but in the grand scheme of things, Lake Windermere hasn't budged. So our magnetic field is not really that much affected just because it's got, masses and masses of particles bashing against it. So this is where, again, social media will blow it out of all proportion if you're not careful.
If you work for the Daily Express, it would be
100 days of auroral activity written to be under 6 foot of steaming solar winds or whatever.
Particles.
404 degrees. And don't forget the 404 degrees and 15,000 mile an hour winds that we got on.
Oh, of course. Yes.
That was crazy, that was. But I said...
Right. So what it's got there is interplanetary magnetic field, IMF, and you've got a BT, so that's your Broglie total, and it's got 3.9 NT. Anybody know what don't tell them the answer, Paul. Anybody know what NT stands for?
Answer in the comments. Michael, can you play the music? Do, 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 do.
Yeah, I missed the comment as well, Matthew.
I'm
It was cloudy where I was. Anybody know what that NT is referring to?
Where are we? Yes.
You're not allowed to look it up.
I've stopped flirting with your other half as well, Steffi. I do apologise.
I beg your pardon.
With Paul?
We're having a bit of banter in the comments
I
while you was doing your thing. Love you, Paul.
Oh, good evening, Ben.
Hey, Ben. I noticed that Gav did join us. I don't know if he's still in. Hello, Gav. Hope you're enjoying your dinner.
Oh, yes, I did. Sorry, Gav, I missed you. I did see you in the comments, but I was halfway through trying to draw my magnetic field. So, magnetic flux is measured in Tesla, which is what the T is. And the N stands for nano.
Nano.
Oh, nice one, Laura. Neutrons. They are the positive particle in the middle of a nucleus of an atom. If you start me on atomic physics, we could be here all night and I'll send everybody asleep.
Don't mind, I've got work in the morning.
Quite, yes. Still here, but about to get the 6 a.m. forecast done. So I've just about got Gav's attention for a bit. Gav, have you got any questions about solar activity, geomagnetism, and aurorae?
Aurorae. Roar.
Yeah.
She's descending into chaos. See, there's this density here as well with P next to it. Is that Pascal or something along them lines? Let's have a look. Doesn't really come up. I know it's in centimeters.
Parts per centimeter square cubed. Particles per centimeter cubed. So your solar wind that comes off. Where's my little diagram?
Oh, here we go.
I may well go back to the table in a sec. Right. So the solar wind, I know this is a CME, but the solar wind comes off as well. The density of that can vary, and so can the speed. So where you've got the density on there with the P stroke cm cubed, that's how many particles per measurement of centimeter cubed. And again, the speed, depending on how fast this, how powerful this flare happened, will depend on how big a kick those particles got and and therefore how speedily they come out. I think it's also got something to do with the the electric ring current around the sun, Parker spiral, that's it. So the particles, even though this is a 2D diagram, they don't come out in a straight line. It's like a Catherine wheel. Because the sun is a ball of gas that's rotating, whereas we're a ball of rock with an atmosphere that's the gas. So, of course, as the sun rotates, it flips off its atmosphere in this solar wind. So, therefore, it spirals out. And so, of course, that can affect the speed of the particles coming towards us. So on Space Weather Live, you've got the speed of the particles coming in, how many are coming in, and the orientation of those coming in. All of those three are parameters with regards to how much they are going to interact with the magnetic field, bounce around it, connect at the back at the magnetic tail in what's known as magnetic reconnection, and will then rebound into the Earth's atmosphere and generate aurora borealis and aurora australis.
Cool. Yeah, that's northern and southern lights. But yeah,
Yes.
just have a look at the solar activity actually on space weather. I've noticed that, like when the you look, is it on screen now?
No, I seem to
Yeah.
be on screen. That's better.
Oh, there we go. So, like when you look at the CME,
Yes.
as you can see there, you'll see it like spinning. So I don't know if I can go back, but yeah, there's the sun at the moment and the sunspots. So they'll be moving away now.
It's some clearer cell, doesn't it?
Say that again.
Said the sun needs some clearer cell, doesn't it, for its spots?
I know. Maybe so. There's a little tiny one there that needs squeezing. Anyway, that's just gross.
That's what the CME is. It's just squeezed spots coming straight at you.
Yeah. But you can see there, look, there's a nice one there. Which you can see
spiraling out.
Yeah, let me see if I can. I don't know if that's showing now. But you can, like Steffi was on about, where it's spiraling on, especially that one right in the middle there.
Mm-hmm.
This one here. You can see just spiraling away from the sun. I don't even know what it was there for a minute. I'm supposed to be a weather person. Anywho, but yeah, so this is what they go by when you see the CMEs and stuff like that. Just knock that one off.
Yes.
And then they'll look at this one when it's coming towards us. So this is like the Earth, I believe. And then this will tell you like if it's Earth directed, or it gives you an idea of how intense that CME is going to be, and whether it'll hit Earth.
Do you know what it has difficulty telling you?
Go on.
Is one that's directly on the opposite side, because if you get a halo that's the opposite side, it gives the same signature.
Mm-hmm.
So it's exactly the same as when you are outside and you can't tell which direction sound is coming from because it's hitting both ears at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
So you get the same halo picture on the satellite at this, if it's directly in front of us or directly behind us. Same principle of, if a tornado is not moving, you can't tell if it's coming directly towards you or directly away.
Yeah.
So you actually have to wait for another telltale sign.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So yes, every day is a school day. As I say. But yeah, as you can see at the moment,
We've got our own teacher here at Weather Fans.
What was that, Michael?
All kind of weather.
We've got our own teacher here at Weather Fans.
Like I say, we're fans of all kinds of weather, space. That's about it, really. But they're all interconnected at the end of the day. So at the moment, our weather's a bit pants, shall we say? I think if everyone who's in the comments at the moment has probably been in Gav's live, and possibly in Mark's as well. So you've got an idea of what's happening this week. It's a bit meh, to say the least. Just a typical late October day, really. A bit of warmth towards the end of the week. And that's caused by this thing here.
That's caused by what?
That's caused by that thing there.
What
thing where?
This thing there.
What, the CME?
Oh, the thing in general.
Oh, the sun.
Yes. Well done.
I was going to say.
Give that man a sticker.
I think me and Steph before he meant that the
Right,
I was going to say, I was going to correct you then, because I thought if you say that's to do with the aurora, absolutely not.
Yeah,
absolutely, most definitely not.
The weather is further down. It's further down the atmosphere.
The weather's in the troposphere, the tiny 10 kilometers that are just above the Earth's surface.
I'm confused as well, don't worry.
Poor old Ben. So sorry. Can you let me know what I've confused you over? The aurora happens 50 to 100 kilometers above our head. Mm-hmm. And so any interaction with particles up there, I think it is the third law of thermodynamics. Heat moves from hot to cold. So the hot, by energizing those particles way up in the ionosphere, that thermal energy is expanding the ionosphere. As you know, you get a D layer and an F layer.
Correct.
Yeah. So it is so far removed from the 10 kilometers of troposphere, which are the best part of 40, 50, 60 miles away, that there is no way that auroral energy can affect the weather down at the Earth's surface.
Oh, hang on. There we go. If that's of any help. That squiggly line.
Oh, I see. Yes. Yeah, we were talking about aurora and just making sure that people understood that no, it doesn't affect the weather.
The weather, like we just, like the weather's in the troposphere, as Steffi was saying, and then everything above
that tiny bottom bit at the right at the bottom, whereas
that cumulonimbus cloud at the bottom.
Yep. Whereas right at the where that triangle of the arrow is right at the top there. So sunspots are part of that. When a sunspot flares and throws off particles, it's those particles interacting with us that give the aurora, Ben. Yes. Yes, it is amazing how complex our atmosphere is. Yes, because you've got what I would call different molecular species in each of those layers as well. So the ions in the ionosphere right at the top, where that little yellow triangle is at the top of that arrow, that's where the aurora is happening. And so, as you can see, it's so far removed from all of the weather that you can see in that teeny tiny layer right at the bottom, that according to the third law of thermodynamics, heat moves from hot to cold. It would have dispersed right up there and can't have got right down to us. So again, that's where it's more down to social media making suggestions about the aurora affecting our weather.
As I said, don't believe everything you see on the internet.
No.
Especially social media, places like X and stuff like that. X is the worst.
Might have impact on TV signal. Satellite signal, yes, Ben.
Yes, because that has to come through.
Satellites rely on microwave.
They do. It's 12 gigahertz.
Yeah.
I want to be really anal about it.
I was going to say, you're like my lovely Paul. You can quote figures and things. I'm not very good at remembering the specific numbers. I always have to look at my data charts to remind me. Yes.
So yeah, it does affect because TV used to be in what is now is the it's the UHF band. And when an aurora happens, which is obviously further down, it affects the thing which it causes it to distort and all that kind of stuff. So, it does, like Steph was saying with microwave, that's 12 gigahertz. That's got to come through that atmosphere. And it's getting tickled, and that's got polarity as well. Every signal that's going through the atmosphere has a polarity because it's got a same 15 things. So a magnetic polarity. Yes. Yes, Adam, you're right. It can affect electricity, and if EMF. If we got anything massive, yes, it can take out half of our grid, which is what happened in Quebec. I can't remember the year, but there was a blackout in Quebec, and that was as a result of, I think it was a solar flare and a subsequent aurora. There was, they say if we had the Carrington event today, it would knock out the majority of our systems, I think.
So most definitely, and that's because it interacts with what's known as our electric ring current, which is quite out near our magnetic field, quite near something called the Van Allen radiation belts. There's 2 radiation belts out there as well. The electric ring current goes around there. If particles interact with that ring current, it can actually connect and interfere with electric stuff. So yes, Ben, you're absolutely right. Weather's based on what's on Earth, not in space. Yep. Thanks, Paul. Quebec back 1989.
I was just having a look at that on
yeah.
online. But yeah, like Steffi was saying about radio signals and electric and stuff like that, can attach. You can
geomagnetic.
Yeah, it's all geomagnetic. So like
yeah,
with AC current especially, it has an EMF current that goes around that current.
Yeah.
Like back EMF and all that kind of stuff. I'm not going to go too deep into it because I don't even know much myself. But what I'm learning in my full license.
Yeah.
So, it's an eddy current. That's the word, an eddy current. So what's going forward is coming back as well. So it has a back current as well. So, like Steffi says, them photon, all that malarkey can attach onto that and cause it to black out. So that's especially with the substations and can get affected by it because that's anything that's electronic really. Your phones will just like the past few days have a really rubbish signal. Not my network's fault, it's due to the aurora and stuff like that and working its way down through the atmosphere. But yeah, I said it knocked out my HF for 2 days. Luckily, it's back up now because the aurora has made its way through the atmosphere now, so I can start making contact again. But as who was it? Was on about the TVs. Have a quick blast through.
Ben was.
Sorry, Ben. Yeah. So with me on radio, I can make contact. Obviously, I've got my license. I can use the 2 meters, so 6, 2, and 6 meters, 2 meters, and 70 centimeters, which are 50 megahertz, 144 megahertz, and 430 megahertz. So they're all in that kind of region where TV used to be. Actually, it was 430. It still is now, but it's all digital, and it's up near it used to be up near the 800s as well. And that actually enhanced it. So it was like a high pressure being over us. And it caused, like, if you can get it at a right, good enough angle, and I put this in our Discord earlier, it can actually bounce off the aurora and make a contact thousands upon thousands of miles away if you get the angle of attack right when you're making the contact. So, yeah, it would go the same for TV as well, but obviously things being digital now, they're all in different formats and stuff like that, but it will distort it. So it can distort. There's a lot of things like oomph. Yeah, just reading through the comments, Josh saying, whilst barely passing many things in school, I did get a high B in geography. So geography was maybe pretty good at. I like geography, no surprise I like nature photography. Yeah, that's it, mate. It's all to do with Earth. Thanks to Froglegs saying great live stream. And Ben saying, what was they scared of in the year 1999? What could exactly, they were more scared of that than they were of what's going on up high in the sky, which is, like I say, with that event in Quebec where it just wiped the lot out. And you know, your sat navs, anything to do GPS, because that's up there. That would be one of the first things to be affected. They've got a satellite that's nearer towards Venus. Is it on that way anyway? Out towards Mercury and Venus, that captures the stuff coming in. I'm sure you know which telescope I'm on about, Steffi.
the James Webb Telescope, or do you mean the Parker Solar?
Catches the things that are coming in.
Oh, Soho.
Soho, that's the one.
Yeah.
I've actually just seen that on here. Soho, there we go. Sorry, it's all in Russian, but yeah, there. Yeah, so that's the Soho telescope. The ESA and NASA Solar and Heliospheric Observatory mission.
Yeah.
Single satellite in a halo orbit around the Sun Earth L1 point. So yeah, that, like I said, that captures what's coming in, and is one of the first to warn us of what's going to happen.
Yes.
Soho is in central London. It used to be a really rough place in the olden days, but now it's very bourgeois, shall we say. But yeah, everyone loves
it. Matthew, can't sit still long enough. You know what? Neither can I. I learn better if I'm walking about.
Yep.
So you can actually read or interact, have something read to you, watch something while you're walking about.
Yeah,
Matthew and I have the same condition, and it does help.
It's like me. I'll have something on in the background while I'm cooking, or while I'm even laid in bed on a night time or during the day. And I'll have something on that's just, that's relevant, and your brain will soak it in when you're in that state of in-betweeniness. Between your nodding off and being awake, that subconscious, you tend to. I know we're going into different territories here, but
that sounds like subliminal. Gee, thanks, Paul. Yeah. So can the rest of my family vouch for yes. I don't keep still.
I can't. I start getting restless if I sit still for too long. Like now, I mean, you can tell with my twitches, but I can't sit still for too long. Otherwise, I start getting
And of course, Super Josh, yes, photosynthesis. Can't beat a bit of photosynthesis.
Oh yes.
Are you doing A-level, Josh, or GCSE?
I'm sure Josh mentioned it up further, but never mind. Josh said pass. Did get an A high, so he's probably doing A-level.
Oh, in that case, you'll be familiar. Yeah, hopefully he's familiar with something called Grana, and the light dependent pathway and the light independent pathway in the process of photosynthesis.
Yeah. I'm going to wrap it up past Michael.
Yeah. Because of that, you can actually, and you see this in some hydroponic systems, they have different coloured lights because the wavelengths affect the rate of photosynthesis.
Yep. Different waves of nanometers.
Yes.
Stuff like that. That's why you see a lot of them with the purple lights and stuff like that. Like Steph said, it's all to do with photosynthesis.
You don't give them green light. They don't like green light.
Nope.
That's why it's reflected. That's why plants look green.
Yep, because they reflect the light.
They
work off air. So they suck in carbon dioxide and spit out oxygen.
When they're photosynthesizing, yes. Otherwise, they keep hold of it because they also need to respire.
Yeah, like we do.
Yeah.
And that's why we need plants, because we breathe in oxygen and expel carbon dioxide. Or sarcasm in my case. I don't think plants thrive off sarcasm. I think you're over afters. But yeah, Matthew, I empathise with you on that, mate. I'm very guilty of putting the kettle on umpteen dozen times just to make one cup of tea. I am absolute pain for it. I'll just sit there. I'll be in a daze, like blanked out. Now I'm like, did I make that cup of tea? And then I'll go back, look at the kettle. I'm like, oh, it's gone cold.
I love Ben's comment. So we're plants. No, we rely on plants.
We aren't, because plants do it the opposite way. We need
you
the
know
sun
what?
for vitamin D. We need oxygen, which comes from the plants.
Whenever that topic comes up, I feel like launching into my lesson where I show the evolutionary tree of life to show where we actually originated from and where we've got to and where we deviate.
I originated from the River Calder.
Do you?
I called out about 44 years ago, and people looked at me weirdly, and I'm like, "What do you want?" Anyway, yeah, that's how I evolved. I came out of the local. Anyway, back to the weather. Right, Michael, are you still there, my friend?
Hello.
Hello.
Yes, I'm in the background.
He's
Doing
in the
all the
background.
bits and
Well, me and
bobs.
Steffi are rabbiting on.
No, you're fine.
Who's got the heating on? I have. Yeah, I have as well, Matthew. Don't worry about that. I can't. He's too cold up here. Tell you what, I'm also into map reading. There's a bibliography.
My Paul likes that.
I honestly, I am so anal when it comes to map reading. I literally, I can find. If I lived in London, I'd probably know the knowledge 3 times over. That's how bad I am. But yeah, I have to have the maps on in the car.
Yes.
I have to know. I have to have a. Even though it picked me a route, I'll go a different route, and I'll test myself to see if I know back routes and stuff like that. But yeah, I think we've all got a little bit of ADHD in us, a little bit of OCD in us. So yeah, but it's good. It's good. That's the main thing. But yeah, heating's on in mine. It's on now, I think. But I like map reading. I did it a lot in cadets for years. But A to Zs, I love them. And Ordnance Survey as well. And I will, especially having, it's not the same having it on your phone as it used to be when you used to have like a proper atlas or stuff like that. I know we're going completely off subject now, but.
So I just got to sort something. I'll be back in a minute.
Yeah, no worries. I think I'm going to wrap it up now anyway. And I go.
Yeah. I'm just going to take up one thing that we normally look at.
Ooh.
Try and get that on my screen. Shall we take?
There we go.
Right.
James won't be seeing any snow. We rely on you, James.
Yes, you're our first line of defence when it comes to snow.
Yeah.
You're like the Soho telescope when it comes to snow for us.
Yeah.
Go on, Michael. Sorry.
That's all right. I just want to say, I'm just going to have a look. Before we head off, I'm going to share the ECMWF weekly charts.
Ooh.
See what they're showing. Good Lord, is that 9:30 already?
Yes.
This time last week, it was still 8:15.
Kill yourself. We've time travelled. Literally. Folding time.
So what we're looking at, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, and whatever you identify as, a wooden spoon, I don't know. This is the mean sea level pressure charts from the 14th to 21st of October. This is from the ECMWF website. And this has got, these are the weekly anomalies. So this has low pressure set towards our northwest, puts us into a southwesterly. The 21st of October to the 28th. is the reverse. We've got high pressure to our southwest. That'll bring us more of a west-northwesterly flow there on that. Could be dragging in quite a lot of cloud on that, potentially a bit of a dirty high. And the 28th of October to the 4th of November, again, high pressure set towards our west.
A dirty
That
high.
could bring more of a dirty high. It's when it's full of.
Sorry.
So a dirty high is what I call where it's mostly cloudy, not much sun in it.
Oh,
That's what I class as a dirty.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just when it's not much sunshine coming through. It's mainly dry, but yet it's mostly cloudy.
Yeah.
Cloud traps inside it.
So that's not
dirty.
the same as the gruesome twosome that Gav has, because that's clear, isn't it, to get frost and fog? Or is it?
Like your classic inversion.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've always named it as a dirty high because with high pressure, I always expect like sunshine, but when it's full of cloud, it's like you must just be raining.
Yeah.
The 28th of October to the 4th of November has that high pressure still set towards our west. That could bring in perhaps a northerly at times, northwesterly flow on that. The 4th of November to 11th of November, no clear signal on that at all.
Actually.
11th to the 18th, again, there's no clear signal. And in the fancy land of the 18th, there's high pressure towards the south of the UK. That'll be bringing a nice flat westerly to us. Let's head over towards the precipitation on the same charts. 14th to 21st has us wetter than normal. The 21st of October to 28th has us drier than normal. That was indication of that high pressure moving in. The 28th to the 4th of November has us slightly drier than average. The 4th, we've got us as average, and in the fancy lands at the end of the charts here, there's no clear signal again shown on these. And finally, the weekly mean temperature anomalies. The 14th to the 21st of October, we are warmer than average. The 21st to the 28th, again, was slightly warmer than average. The 28th to the 4th has us around about average to slightly cooler than average. And the 4th of November to 11th, we're around about average. And in the fancy land is remaining the same, really.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I found some of the
So
charts.
like,
Go on, mate.
Say that again, sorry.
I was going to say I found the meteograms that the Met Office use. I'm just having a flick through ECM. Well, I'll do that next week, so I don't think we've got time for this week, but I'm going to look into this.
Yeah, no worries. Where is...
Postage stamp.
There we go. Let's just get rid of that other banner. If I've lost, there it is. Let's take us off the sharing. Oh, I've gone black.
Still on my screen, mate.
Sorry?
Still on my screen, you just froze.
Okay, let me just turn my camera off and back on again. So on my screen, I'm black.
Oh, and we'll be back in a moment.
There we go.
Yay, we've got Michael back.
Yeah, for some reason I was kind of black on my screen.
Actually, Josh, I was saying this to Gav the other day. I think it was maybe someone else in the group. The weather's going to be a bit more colder than average. Steffi is eating.
Mm-hmm.
We're all human, just as long as you don't keep your mouth open. No, I stop it. It's like a pig.
That's not me.
I'm letting the intrusive thought get in the way. Sorry. But yeah, everyone in the comments. Yep, that's a sight. Oh,
Yep, that's noise I hear.
you want to tell him off, Steffi? He's been.
Paul James.
Is the question of the night, Michael, from James.
Would you recommend that Air of Strawberry? It is absolutely beautiful.
There you go. Rabies.
Would I spot that in Poundland? How much it was in Poundland, but it's beautiful.
When you say rabies, Josh, do you mean she's got the munchies? Probably have, 'cause I get the munchies at this time of night. I really, really. I'm getting it then. Oh, I.
Anyway.
I'm saying nothing. I'm keeping my gob shut. Detention right there. Yeah, I'm going in the naughty corner when I'm done. I'm putting myself in the naughty
Absolutely, Laura.
I'm gonna get. So I've got some roses in the cupboard, so I'm all right in the kitchen. So and some Freddo and Friends. So like your Freddos, Curly Whirlies, Fudge, all the classics. Unfortunately, the Freddos are like they're big, they're tiny.
Oh, Super Josh just eating a whole tub of Ben and Jerry's ice cream. What flavour?
It's giving me an icky tummy thinking about it.
It's making me feel cold actually thinking about it.
It's good comfort food, but yeah, it gives me an icky tummy thinking about it.
God, thinking of ice cream that's making me feel a bit.
Yeah, I love me hazelnut. I've got some roses in the thing. Oh, Gav's popped back in. Diddle-it.
Do you want? I haven't played it yet. It's Gav in, has he? Who else has their own intro?
Should have a more mad one. Seeing as though the intrusive thoughts have kicked in. Crikey. Chocolate cheesecake. That does sound lush, to be fair.
Oh yes. Josh has had cookie dough, Ben and Jerry's.
Oh, no.
Beautiful. I
Sounds
could
nice,
actually, one of my favourites, cookie dough.
I'm saying nothing, but yeah.
You're welcome, Gav.
You're welcome, mate.
We did this.
I was supposed to be winding it up at 22:30. It's now 22. I've eaten all my flapjack. Should have stayed them for tomorrow's outing.
Oops.
Oh well.
You have to buy some more.
That's my response to everything. That oh well.
As long as if you got the money to get some more, it's not a great loss.
No, exactly. If you haven't, then shrug your shoulders. You'll feel more relaxed.
If it made you happy eating it, then there's not a problem.
It's too professional for me, man.
I can get you to a website, Gav. It's very easy to do. If I can do it, you can do it.
What's that?
Creating those kind of little live.
Oh, then singles.
Yeah, the intros.
You have to have a crash course in how to do them.
Yeah, very simple.
Should have one that comes up, when he does super chat, just goes up on the screen all over. What do you think that'll ruin it?
You got me thinking.
That's just me thinking. No worries, Gav. And you as well, mate.
I'm guessing Gav has just done his 6 a.m.
upload.
I was going to say, do you need any, after you're eating, sorry. Anyway, this is descending into chaos, as always, at this time of the night, because we're all tired.
Right, I think it's time for us to wrap up tonight. As you can see on the banner, thank you for watching Weather Fans Live. Don't forget to join Gav's Weather Live. Why can't I do this in one take?
Roll the credits.
Don't forget to join Gav's Weather Vids Live on Wednesdays and Sundays from 6 p.m. And we'll be live next Sunday at 8 p.m. No, Gav's not live on Wednesday. He's live on Thursday because this is
Yes,
birthday.
he is.
So I've got that wrong again. Don't forget to tune on Thursday nights for Gav's birthday show.
What time is it on Thursday? Is it 6 o'clock as normal?
Gav, can you put in the comments, please, before we go off air?
If he's still there.
Yeah, I'm the same, James. I have to be in the mood for ice cream, but chocolate, especially
Just in the morning fog, it's going to be a wet night.
It's going to be a wet night. I'm saying nothing, Gav.
Yeah.
Especially the way me and my namesake have been talking tonight. Oh, shut up.
Oh, okay.
Oh, Gav's not
I'm sure
social yet.
It'll be on social media. It'll be on Facebook, wherever, on the Discord.
Just not sure what time I'd be able to get on because I'm tutoring.
Thursday, I should be okay.
Yes. It's all turning up for Gav's birthday. Depending what time, obviously. I'll be there at some point.
Yes, I'll be thinking of you, Jane. Paul.
I'll be thinking of you as well.
Oh,
I'm joking.
okay.
Sorry. I'm tired. My intrusive thoughts are kicking in. Right, who's gonna say it?
Good evening, Audio Coffee.
Evening, audio. Yeah.
You didn't what I did. Turn it right at the end of the live. Let's let never could even blame Starship was up at Daft O'Clock this morning watching it.
Oh, your beauty.
Also, I'll be passed out in the gutter by 9 p.m.
You've missed a lot of talk on Aurora, astrophysics, magnetism, a bit of weather.
In both Paul's case, probably sexual magnetism.
Oh dear.
You won't get down that route anyway.
Yes.
No, I tend to stick to electromagnetism. I know what I'm on about.
Going completely off.
I'm saying
No,
nothing.
dear. I'm not talking like that. It's just the way you're taking it.
No comment again. Right. Before this goes any further, I think we should say good night. It's good night from myself, Paul, and Steffi. Thank you all for watching Weather Fans Live here on Sunday. We shall see you next Sunday from 8 p.m. And don't forget to tune to Gav's birthday live, possibly from 6 p.m. on Thursday.
Bye, everyone. Thanks for having me. And welcome. Yes, I do mean you, Paul, you little monkey. Night, night, sweetie pie.
And on that bombshell, it is. Oh, hang on. I've still got his banner up.
Ben says, roll the credits.
Ben says, roll the credits.
Yeah.
I said, I've still got someone's comment on the screen. There we go.
Oh.
There we go. Take it off. Right. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next week. Ta-ta for now.
Ta-ta.
Bye-bye.